competitors eliminated, and only the driver remains. 12 of the finest to pit their skills against each other in the International Race of Champions. In the black car is Davey Allison representing the stock cars. The 92 Daytona 500 champion races in his second IROC series. In the powder blue car is rookie Jack Baldwin. The road racing veteran won last year's Trans Am Championship. In the bright blue car is transplanted Australian Jeff Brabham. 4 times he has been the IMSA GT champion. 2-time Daytona 500 champion and the '88 Winston Cup champ is Bill Elliott. He drives in the red car. In cream is Juan Fangio, an IROC rookie racer. This Argentinian took the IMSA GT championship last year. Harry Gant in white is in his 4th IROC series. In 1985, he was the IROC champion. In lime, it's road racer Davy Jones. This sophomore IROC competitor has raced and won in everything from go-karts to IMSA. Alan Kulwicki in orange is the reigning Winston Cup champion. He took his crown last year in the closest points battle in history. In rose, it's Indy driver Arie Luyendyk. This is his 2nd IROC series. In 1990, he ran away with the Indy 500. In bright orange and back to defend his IROC title is stock car champion Ricky Rudd. Al Unser Jr. in purple won the closest Indy 500 ever last year. Twice, he's taken the IROC championship. And 4 times, Al Unser in the pink car has taken the Indy 500. In 1978, he was the IROC champion. The 12 are ready. IROC 17 is about to begin. The site for this round number 1 is Daytona International Speedway. Hello and welcome. I'm Paul Page. The concept in the IROC is equality. 12 equally prepared Dodge Daytonas. The drivers actually draw for their race cars before the start of every race, and as a matter of fact, for this round number 1, they drew for their starting positions. This year, the IROC will be contested on 4 super speedways. After the race here at Daytona, it's on to Darlington, NASCAR's toughest track, and then to Talladega, the fastest track in the history of the IROC. The series wraps up at Michigan International Speedway, which has crowned many an IROC champion. To the winner, $175,000, but of greater importance is the IROC title itself. Twice in the series history, that title has been taken by road racers, 6 times by IndyCar drivers, and 8 times by stock car drivers. Now, each year, the organizers fret over their choice of the participants. It's getting harder and harder with an ever-increasing motorsports calendar to plug good drivers into the IROC schedule. And this year, Sam, there is an argument that there is a lean toward the stock car drivers.
Well, yes, certainly. With Darlington added and with strength in numbers, 5 of the 12 competitors are Winston Cup men. The series does look a little lopsided in favor of the stock car men. But that's only at first glance. And in fact, the road racers and IndyCar drivers have wanted to race on short ovals ever since Danny Sullivan won on the 1-mile oval at Nazareth back in 1989. And anyhow, who has the best record of all the IROC drivers in the championship this year? It's Al Unser Jr., not a Winston Cup man. Al is twice IROC champion, and he's the winner of more IROC races than anyone else. Plus, his dad, Big Al, is in the series this year as a potential drafting partner for Little Al. You know, Paul, I'd say once again that we're in for some very close racing.
Well, there are some other interesting contrasts in this IROC starting field. Let's go trackside and Jack Arute.
Well, Paul, it doesn't seem to matter whether or not you've competed in IROC before, because as a rookie, Ricky Rudd captured the championship last year, but he is one of the stock car regulars. Compare driving an IROC Dodge Daytona to your regular Cup car.
Well, Jackie, the cars are very similar in a lot of ways as far as the way they drive in the draft. The IROC cars seem to maybe be a little bit more stable aerodynamically than the Cup cars. The biggest thing is the what you call the bump draft, and I've never heard that term before until I got in here and ran the IROC series. And basically, you can be out front me if I'm leading the pack, and there's a daylight maybe half a car length behind me. The guy behind me will drive into me, not even check up, hit me in the back bumper, shove me forward about 2 or 3 car lengths, and then drive back to me. The Cup cars don't have that.
One of the rookies in the field this year representing road racing is Jack Baldwin. And, Jack, you say that you prefer the super speedways with these cars.
Oh, yeah, this is a real thrill for me. I've always wanted to do it, and just going around this Daytona Motor Speedway is just fantastic.
Now, what's the game plan? What are you going to do at the beginning of this race?
Well, plan A, you know, last year Harry Gant did a pretty good job, and, you know, he's a master, so I'm right behind him at the start, and plan A for me is to stick with Harry.
Well, Bobby Unser, Harry Gant doesn't seem to be a bad choice if Jack Baldwin's got to pick a player.
Well, Jack, you're absolutely right. The finish here last year was one of the best I've ever seen in any type of racing. Harry Gant came from the back of the pack to take the lead late in the race, but Dale Earnhardt got by at the finish line to take the win. Ricky Rudd and Gant finished in a dead heat for second place. And remember, great racing is the norm here at Daytona, and we can expect more of that in this IROC race for sure. The Daytona IROC has had its share of surprises as well. Who will ever forget, for example, Scott Pruitt's unlikely win here in 1991? So we know that no one is taking anything for granted here today.
Well, the Dodgers are on the pace lap. Let's take a look at the starting field. The cars are numbered according to their starting position, with Kulwicki and Fangio in the front row and Allison and Jones in row number 2. In the third row, Al Unser Jr. and his father, Big Al. Row 4, Ricky Rudd and Harry Gant, both stock car drivers. Back in row number 5, it's Bill Elliott and Trans Am champion Jack Baldwin. In the 6th row, Jeff Brabham and Arie Luyendyk. So now they're set to go with Juan Fangio, the pole sitter, but only twice in IROC history has a road racer won on an oval. The last time, though, was last year when Jeff Brabham in race number 3 at Michigan International drove to the win. The new season is about to begin. So the field, 12 cars, 12 great champions, well organized now as they head down toward the stripe, and 100 miles lie ahead of hard-fought competition here at Daytona. As the speed begins to pick up, the green flag is out, and here we go.
The banking, 18 degrees in that start-finish turn, 31 degrees on the big high banks that they're headed onto right now.
Fangio, the cream-colored car, out in front as Davy Jones tucks in behind. Kulwicki is stuck with a high line. Davy Allison is right behind Kulwicki in the black car.
You know, Paul Fangio has been talking to some guys. He actually got a jump on him. Fudged a little bit at the start, got a jump on him. And look, the guy we expected to go right back to the back is leading the race.
And look at the black car. That's Davy Allison as he comes down to the bottom of the racetrack. Inside, Davy Jones, and now is in pursuit of Juan Fangio. And now he moves to the inside of Fangio as Allison makes a bid.
Fangio has never raced in this kind of race. He's tasting car-to-car competition for the first time right now.
3 abreast as they head for the stripe. Down on the inside, that's Davy Jones, the lime green car. He gets a little help from Alan Kulwicki as we take a look back from Davy Allison's car.
Jones is just back from England where he tested a Benetton Formula 1 car. He said, I'm going to win one of these IROC races this year. He's leading this one now.
Well, you can see that tapping, that bumping going on. Right there, you can see that orange car was wiggling really good. Rudd almost got spun right there coming off of 2.
Ricky Rudd, who started well back in the field, back in 8th starting position, has moved up and now sits in 2nd position behind Davy Jones, who leads it. But Davy Allison, very definitely a factor. Look at the lineup down low. The low side of the racetrack is working very well for these cars.
I'm not saying this is the way it'll turn out, but a road racer is leading the race right now, and I think it's a symbol of the fact the competition is going to be very equal this year.
You know, so far, Sam, there's 2 even lines. There's just not one line. Usually one guy gets out of line, the line jumps the other way, and he just goes to the back. Right now, it's kind of even both sides.
Look at how close it really is, Bobby. Terrific racing.
All 12 remaining close together. Al Unser Jr. has closed up at the back end of Ricky Rudd now. He is the driver that the Winston Cup drivers say that they most fear in terms of being able to run head-to-head with them here on their own turf at Daytona.
Now this is where it gets touchy. It's coming down into the tri-oval. Right there, they're turning in. Guys are really vying for position on who is going to get the fast line to him.
Taking advantage of the draft now, it's Ricky Rudd that comes up to the front with Al Unser Jr. just behind him. And Jack Baldwin has managed to come up and tuck into 3rd place.
Baldwin had hopes only for following Gant, Harry Gant, but Gant is last. You see him on the extreme right of the screen in the white car, so Baldwin is doing a lot better than that.
Now going for the lead, it's Al Unser Jr. as he comes inside Rudd. Baldwin is right there, and he's going to try to make the move as well, and he picks up second.
Well, you know, Baldwin had ambitions to be a stock car driver, and fate kind of led him into the road racing ranks instead. But he looks like a stock car driver, big and strong and brawny, and I think he's very much at home in this form of competition.
Well, Jack Baldwin lies in second place behind Al Unser Jr. Ari Leyendijk is third, and Ricky Rudd is the top stock car driver in the lineup at the moment.